Hi, hello, and a very warm welcome to you from the Old Geezer's Diary from my front room. Well, my living room. You can't call it a front room, can you? In a flat, I don't suppose. In the days when we lived with mum and dad, we would call it we would call it a front room. I'm just going to do something because I've just discovered what a disgusting picture I have. Do I have a good picture? No, it's not too bad. I look kind of almost normal, so I'm going to go with that. Usually I light myself a little bit so you can see how well and fit and happy I'm looking, but there you go. I thought I'd just give you a shout this morning because it's tomorrow is lockdown eve, and I'm doing something different for lockdown eve. I'm going out to have a day out somewhere with someone I like, and I'm not saying any more than that. It's an interesting day that I've got planned, and I'm going to share it with you, I hope, a couple of times if I can get my act together enough to make a couple of clips. You never quite know how days are going to go. I've made the best arrangements I can. It's doing something different, something quite original, I think, from my point of view recently, and something I hope I'll enjoy, and I hope you enjoy getting a few views of it as well, because it will be interesting. Where am I going? I'm not telling you. There you go. But tomorrow is lockdown eve, and we've got in front of us another 4 weeks or month, 4 weeks, isn't it really, of lockdown. Let me ask you this. Are you enjoying it? Are you looking forward to it? Are you wildly enthusiastic with the thought of lockdown? What have I got? I've got someone called, good Lord, I don't know who you are. Jennifer Nelson says, hi. Oh, this is an odd one. I don't know. What does it say? Oh, someone called, let's just go there again. Jennifer Nelson. Hello, Jennifer Nelson. I'll give you a shout out. Good morning to you. And good morning to my good friend, young Alan Abbott. I'm glad to see you're out there as well and enjoying yourself, I sincerely hope. And you'll keep enjoying yourself through the lockdown. What does this say? Just carry on down the list, really. This is Jennifer Nelson saying, what meals am I looking forward to? Well, I'm sorry to tell you this, Jennifer, but I look forward to every meal. Because most of them I cook myself, most of them I enjoy cooking, and there you go. But there you have it. Anyway, that's where we are now. Good to see a few people out there. Wave a flag to you all and say have a happy time. What's going to happen over the next 4 weeks? Well, we don't know, but I'm going to try and do more vlogs just to keep things going a bit from my point of view, and to keep waving the flag at you and keep showing you that I'm doing stuff. I'm planning to go out, when I go out tomorrow, I'm planning to shoot quite a lot of material that I hope I'll be able to share with you over coming days and weeks if everything goes according to plan. Knowing the way things go, it probably won't go according to plan, but there you have it. We'll see what happens. I'm one of those people who tries to look on the bright side. I must say, actually, this morning, if you want a straight answer, I'm feeling a little bit poked off. I was watching something, and I can't show it to you, sadly, but I was watching something this morning that was interesting, and I'll give you the detail. I'm just going to find it on the mighty Facebook. There we go. Yeah. This is the phrase, the deadliest plague of the 20th century, Spanish flu of 1918. And let's go back to where we were. Yeah. And that was really, I had a really interesting time. I put a post up, I don't know whether you saw it, which was just kind of COVID kind of related, and saying, you know, kind of trying to say, what will we look back on this when we look back on it? Because I can remember looking back to the Hong Kong flu as it was, or the Asian flu as it was in 1968 when I was about 22 years old. And to be honest with you, I remember the name and I remember the stuff, but I don't really honestly remember the event at all. The question is, will we remember this in 40 years' time? All right, because I won't be here. But if you're going to be here, will you remember? And my suspicion is yes, you will. And I just saw this video. I'll include a link in the comments after afterwards, so you can watch it. And it was about the Spanish flu of 1918, in which 228,000 people died in Britain. So what are we worried about at this point? I have an issue, really, as I think many people know, about that. I find that I find that very interesting, because the reality is that we lost 228,000 people in 1918, but I don't know how many people we've lost in 2020. What do I mean? Well, we've got a headline figure, is all you can call it, of 44,000 people died with COVID in 2020, the medics tell us. But the issue that I want to know is how many people have actually died of COVID in excess of what would normally die. They talk about excess deaths. The journalists talk about excess deaths in a very kind of loose way. Oh, that's loads of people died. But the reality is, how many of those people would have died within the period anyway? The only figure I think is going to be really reliable on COVID deaths is when we look at when we look at 2019 compared to 2020, and if there's 100,000 people more died in 2020, then we can say we've had 100,000 deaths. My personal betting is that it's going to be 20, maybe 30,000 people will have died of COVID, as opposed or in excess of what's died in the previous year. And who knows, is that what we've destroyed our economy and our well-being for, our mental health and all the other stuff? I don't know, do you? I'm just going to have a little look and see what else is about on the, there we go, young Paul Hyatt. Hey, I love Paul's videos. If you haven't seen Paul Hyatt's videos, have a look at those on Facebook. He is really, really a good filmmaker. And let's say, what else have we got? Jennifer Nelson, thanks for asking. Well, I do my best, Jennifer. What can you say? Who else have we got? Paul Godby, my goodness, says, I don't know, a mad transport man. But he's all right, actually. I quite like him. Good old Paul. What else have we got here? Oh, you watched that video as well, Ellen. I thought that was fascinating. Scary as hell, but fascinating. And what else have we got here? We've got Jennifer again. My brother Jack really loves your videos, and it makes us want to go to the places you go to. Well, you wait until tomorrow, Jennifer. See what you think of that. That'll be an interesting one. Okay, and there we go. So what can I say? Where is COVID going to go? We don't know. We're going to watch it quite carefully, or I'm going to watch it quite carefully over the next few days and probably weeks. What else was I going to talk about today? I don't know whether you follow some of the other stuff I do. I've started putting my Felixstowe Live channel videos, some of them, onto this YouTube page, which is Homemade TV's YouTube page. The reason I'm doing that is because it's work I do, and I think people quite enjoy seeing bits and pieces. But I just did one video that got a lot of attention, and I know that young Paul Godby thought it was interesting as well, which was about the Port of Felixstowe. The Port of Felixstowe is getting huge amounts of really bad criticism at the moment. So there you have it. But I'm doing bits and pieces, trying to keep people locally in the picture, because I think what happens is that with the current situation, news really isn't news. It's COVID news. And the real news is stuff that goes on in the background, and that doesn't get talked about so much. So it's quite a scary situation. And I'm going to keep following that one through and see where we go with it. But there you go. Okay, I'll kind of run out. I have to tell you, it does happen, doesn't it, quite often that I run out. It's because I'm getting bloody old. And so I'm going to go away now and edit a new video to go online on Homemade TV, and that will sort of spread and propagate around the place. In the meantime, I am Chris. This is the Old Geezer's Diary, and I quite enjoy all the comments, I have to say. I find it very off-putting using the comments, but I love them. So there you go. So keep them coming, because I do I do find it enjoyable. So where am I going now? I've got a little problem because my brain has gone completely limp. There we go. And we found it. I really ought to do this kind of every day, but I have to tell you that the world sidetracks me all the time. I'll try and do more, and I love doing it. So there you go. Okay, I'm Chris. This is the Old Geezer's Diary, and I wish you my very best during COVID lockdown. I hope you do very well. I hope you don't come anywhere near catching this horrible bug. But in the meantime, take care of yourselves. Have a good time. Eat well. Stay safe. Lots of love. See you soon.